We are going to start with revealed preference theory. In economics, a theory introduced by the American economist Paul Samuelson in the year 1938 that holds significance, and it says that consumers' preferences can be revealed by what they purchase under different circumstances, particularly under different income and price circumstances. The theory entails that if a consumer purchases a specific bundle of goods, then the bundle is revealed preferred, given with constant income and prices, to any other bundle that the consumer could afford. By varying income or prices or both, an observer can infer a representative model of a consumer's preference. Much of the explanation for consumer behavior, particularly consumer choice, is rooted in the concept of utility, which is developed by an English philosopher, economist Jeremy Bentham. Utility represents want, desire, satisfaction, which implies that it is subjective from individual to individual, hence very difficult to quantify. By the early 20th century, substantial problem with the use of the concept had been identified, and many proposed theoretical replacements struggled with the same critics. As a result, Samuelson offered what became known as revealed preference theory in an attempt to build a theory of consumer behavior that was not based on utility. He argued that his new approach was based on the observable factor or behavioral pattern, and that is relied on a minimal number of relatively uncontroversial assumptions. Thus, a revealed preference theory is an economic concept that gauges consumer preferences based on goods they purchase under various price and income scenarios. It was developed basically to reconcile the utility and demand theories by analyzing consumers' behavior through utility function. Revealed preference theory, in other words, it is a theory that provides a useful tool for analyzing and predicting consumer behavior, particularly regarding how consumers react to price changes and income levels. It basically reconciles the utility concept with demand theory by assuming that customer choices reflect their preferences. The theory assumes constant price, income, and consistent consumer taste over the period of time. Researchers have identified 8 main limitations of this theory, including the fact that individual choices may not always reflect a true preference. Let's take an example of revealed preference. As an example of relationship expounded upon in revealed preference theory, considers that, let's say, consumer X that purchases a pound of grapes. It is assumed under revealed preference theory that consumer X prefers that pound of grapes above all items that cost the same or are cheaper than the pound of grapes. Since consumer X prefers the pound of grapes over all other items that he can afford, they will only purchase, or he will only purchase sometimes other than other products of grapes if the pound of grapes becomes unaffordable. Now, if the pound of grapes becomes unaffordable, the consumer X will then move to a less preferred substitute items. Some of the criticism of revealed preference theory is that some economists say that revealed preference theory makes too many assumptions. For instance, how can we be sure that consumers' preferences remains constant over a period of time? Isn't it possible that an action at a specific point in time reveals a part of consumer preference scale just at that time. For example, if just an orange and an apple were available for purchase and the consumer chosen an apple, then we can definitely say the apple is revealed preference to oranges. There is no proof to back up the assumption that preference remains unchanged from one point of time to another. In the real world, there are lots of alternative and choices. This is impossible to determine what product or set of products or behavioral options were turned down in preference to buying an apple. So that's it for revealed preference theory. I hope this have clarified your concept with this. Thank you.